Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you clicked on today's video. We are going to talk about, but first, what do you do before you make any new moon wishes, before you set goals, before you create that vision board? I hope you enjoy. So what I wanted to start with is I know that it's the beginning of the year. We're also about to enter a Saturn and Neptune at 0 degrees of Aries, which is a wonderful, wonderful reset point. And I see a lot of people doing vision boards and resolutions. Every month, you see people doing new moon wishes. And I just want to give you a tip, something I do, and something that's really important with manifesting is that it all has to start with the emotional state that you are in. A little bit of like my at first, before you even start doing any wishing, any manifesting, any vision boarding, you need to be starting at the emotional state that has you open for expansion and not resistance and contraction. Okay, this is like the key to starting any goal setting, any intention setting. When we come from a place of lack, we are constricted and therefore not letting the blessings come in. So this missing ingredient that I'm finding in a lot of people's vision boarding and new moon wishing and goal setting is this point of like, we need to start at a baseline of expansion and receiving. If you know much about the law of attraction, this is how energy works. Energy moves on the frequency of other energy. So if you're coming from a place of lack, you're attracting more lack. If you're coming from a place of expansion, you're attracting more into your container. And honestly, and we'll go through this way later, when you start to gain things in, if your container is not able to hold it, you will lose it. That's why you see a lot of like lottery winners can't hold on to the money. You have to make sure your container, your structure is able to hold on to this and not let it escape. So one of the ways to describe this is you need to be satisfied in the now. And how do you do this? Like you need to start at the level of being satisfied with where you are right now, because that way you are in a state of no resistance. There's a saying you can use that is, I like where I am and I feel good. By saying, I like where I am, you are right here in the now. And saying, I feel good, right? And you got to feel it in your body. You're now at a level of not feeling in lack. Just because you're not in a space of lack does not mean that you do not desire more. Okay. I am very happy with where I am, but I am reaching for more. I want more. There is more out there. My container can hold more. Okay. It's not from a place of lack, it's from a place of expansion. And that's really, really an important concept to understand for manifesting. So we need to start with our thoughts. And from our thoughts, our emotions flow. And from our emotions is where momentum comes in. And momentum is where the frequency is. This is where we are on the emotional scale, is when you have this momentum. Okay. Because this is what's drawing or attracting to you or pushing and restricting from you. Okay. From momentum goes action. The actions you take from this momentum. Is it momentum that's drawing in because you have the container and the ability to hold it in? Or is this a restriction? So from there, we get results, right? So what are your results? Have your results been as you've wanted them to be? Do you hit your goals? Do you get these new moon wishes? Are your intentions working for you? If they're not, then we go back up to the thoughts. So we go back up to thoughts. From thoughts, we work with our mindset. From there, we look at where are we on the emotional scale? Because there is literally a line we can draw across the emotional scale to say, this is the area that I can receive, and this is where I'm probably repelling. I'm repelling things. I want these things, but I'm coming from a place of lack, so my body is pushing it away. Okay, restriction, contraction. We don't want to be in those states when we want to manifest. when we want to set goals, when we want to take action. We want to take action from a place of expansion. Okay. So now that we've reset that emotional point, we can start pulling in that momentum and start taking actions from there. So, one of the greatest ways you can do this is what I highly recommend, is that gratitude. I know you hear it all the time, but do you actually take it seriously? I do every morning. I get up and I journal every single morning. And my first area that I journal on is 5 things I'm grateful for, 5 things I'm thankful for. You can call it 5 things I love and appreciate. And I will tell you, if you're doing a vision board, before you even do your vision board, write out 5 things that you love and appreciate right now. Love and appreciate in your life. They could be people, things. Put it on your vision board so that every time you look at your vision board, you look over at this area that has what you love and appreciate. And that puts you in the mindset of going, I have this amazing things going on in my life right now. I have this amazing surrounding, and I have joy and love, and I'm satisfied. And now I'm in this open space to then look across the rest of my vision board to pull in more of what I truly, truly, truly desire and crave. It is okay to desire and crave things. That is, I mean, why else are we here? You should want more. You can have more. There is more than enough to go around. Energy doesn't go away. And that's the thing. Our container can get bigger to hold more, or our container can get smaller and restrict and hold less. So we're really working on how to open our container in our space to bring in more. And then once it's there, we hold on to it. We hold on to it. Okay. That's one of the biggest things is after it comes in, keep appreciating. You're so happy with where you are and you're continuing to reach for more. Another thought I always have is birthdays. People love to make birthday wishes. What if before you made your wish and blew out your candles, if you just stop and looked around, you just take this moment to pause and go, wow, look at all these amazing people. I love and appreciate all of these amazing people around me. Before you even state your wish, you have now pulled yourself up into this emotional field and this frequency to pull in more. It's really, really a lot easier than we think it is, but for some reason, we've made it so hard on ourselves. So health and wellness goals is a big one, right? Everyone wants to be healthy. I hope. Health, wellness, right? Everyone wants to be physically healthy. You want to be able to move your body. You want to be able to do things. Maybe you want to live longer than the average person. Whatever your goal is, stop and take a moment to appreciate where your body is now. I love my body. My body is ready for more. I love that my body and my schedule allows me to schedule 3 hours during the week to do these exercises. I love that I have a great outdoor track behind my home. Just love and appreciate anything to get you into the expansion set before you start writing these goals. Stop and really think about all that's wonderful around you so that you are open to this expansion. You are open to receive. When I was in health and wellness coaching and personal training, one of my favorite things that a client asked me is, well, what do you think about after, like, while you're training a client? And I always go, I think about your goal, and then I see you already there. Like, I see you as the goal you wanted. Like, every time you step in, I think back to what your goal was. And I was like, okay, so now my mind is trying to match you to this. So I'm trying to work with you to get you to your goal because my mind's going, I got to match this. I got to match this. This is the end result. We got to get there. So that's a little bit about how your mind works as well. So, they say set the goal, don't work on the path. And it's correct. The path will open up. Okay. You just have to trust. You have to trust before you see. And that's another big step in manifesting is you state this goal, this intention. The path can go lots of different ways. That's what free will is. Free will is you getting to decide all your decisions during the day. And in my mind, I have all these guides and angels that are sitting at this big widget board. And every time I make a choice, I feel like they're sitting there right. Oh, shoot, like I gotta shift things around for her. And they're probably like, oh, Sharon, there was an easier way, but that's okay. We're going to just shift your path a little bit this way, and then we can still get you there. Okay, so you have free will in your choices. It's very, very, very important to remember. So you have free will, and every choice just kind of moves you along your path. You just don't take too much time focusing on the path. Just keep your head focused on that end result because your mind works with getting to that snapshot, getting to, they're like, oh, wait, this is how she sees herself. I had to make that true because my mind has to believe everything. And that's a lot about how your ego works as well. So really, really consider putting together gratitude lists more often. When you're in a bad mood, shake it out and get into a state of appreciate something. It could be as little as the tree. It could be, oh, the sun is shining today. You might be allergic to the sun. The sun is shining today. Isn't that great? Vitamin D. Simple things. We often make things very, very difficult. I always appreciate my daughter. I just appreciate my home. Just really simple things. And so I find over time, about 4 of my 5 things I appreciate every day are pretty much the same. But I also love to write little descriptions about what I appreciated about it. And you don't even have to go that far. You can literally say, I appreciate trees, period. As long as you feel that appreciation, it's fine. It counts. Puts you in the frequency. Okay. What we want to stay away from? Lack and contraction. I want you to start all of your planning, everything on the emotional level, the frequency of expansion, of being able to receive. I hope this is useful for you because this is how I personally work with my life and how I work with others. And I think it's important to, before you do anything, is realize the emotional state you're in because making choices and doing things from a state of fear and scarcity and lack, it's drawing those things, more of those things to you because your emotional state is your frequency. And we can get into tons of quantum physics if you'd like to, but it's really all about matching frequencies. Law of attraction, you're a magnet. What are you bringing to you? What are you repelling away? It's very important to understand your emotional state. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. I am going to go through lots of topics. A lot of times it'll be about just kind of like what strikes me for the day. What am I feeling? What am I seeing coming up with people? Maybe it's things I see coming up in society. And that's where I'm really going to start this whole series with. But today, just start with gratitude. I wake up in the morning and I literally say, oh, thank you. Thank you, universe, for letting me wake up. Thank you for my daughter. Just, it can be in your brain. I mean, you don't have to speak it out loud because your frequency is what attracts. Okay. So this is where we're starting. It's my but first moment with all of us. So please like, subscribe, enjoy this. Tell me how it goes. Add this to your morning journaling. I'm a huge fan of handwriting. So we'll talk about that too. But I'm a huge, huge, huge. Write it all down. Write it all down. Just write, write, write. Have a most amazing day. I hope you are lifted up. I appreciate all of you who watch, who like, who subscribe. I just hope that I can give you something that you can take, okay, and that you can use or you can share with someone else to use. And you'll start to see people who make decisions on emotional levels and their results. Even if you think back on your own life and go, I made decisions from this place of scarcity and fear, and like these were the results. And it was just this like tense, my nervous system, my body. And believe me, your body keeps score. And it will come and tell you after a while, it's going to come and speak to you. And it's usually not in a very nice way. So let's put ourselves on that higher, higher, higher frequency level. And it's not even all the way to the top. It's literally just above the middle. That's all I need to get you to so that you can open up to receive. Thanks so much.